What can honesty with you gift you? Welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. We are at a sit in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, so still not very far. Next week we'll be heading to the US, but right now we're still fairly local. And there are two big, beautiful, full-size poodles that we are here with. You may see them. One is laying behind me right now, one is outside. So hopefully they will show their beautiful selves to you guys if you're watching the video. If you're listening to the audio, well, you'll probably hear their footsteps. All right, so what can being honest with you gift you? My experience? Everything. Like everything. So last week was my birthday, yes, and I celebrated in a way that I'm not sure I've ever celebrated before. A week or two beforehand, I looked at what was the energies that I really wanted to experience on my birthday. And laughter and fun were like, those were the energies. Those were the two of the energies that I just really wanted to experience. And so what I looked at is, what would that take? Oh, you might see Sage in the background there. He just went and laid down. So what does that look like? So I looked at what would be fun, and I actually searched. There's a Facebook group, a local Facebook group in Edmonton that I searched, and there's like, I don't know, 20,000 people in there, and they're just like random questions. And I just searched birthday, and just to see, because I know I had seen other people ask over the years, what were suggestions for birthdays. So I searched it, and there were lots of the things that I'd already thought of that weren't just quite it. And then the one that I'd never even heard of, I don't remember the exact thing, but they called it something like Goodwill shopping. And I thought, what the heck is Goodwill shopping for your birthday? And I Googled it, and the way that this article, I only read one article about it, the way they described it was you were going to go to dinner, maybe 3 couple friends, let's say, and you and your partner would go to Goodwill and dress each other, and then all 3 couples would show up having their partner dress them from Goodwill. And of course, they're just, really funny outfits. And I thought, that's super fun, but I changed it up. And what I did was I looked at getting 5 friends, so there'd be 6 of us in total. So what we did was, and I didn't tell them, honestly, I would say this was the funnest part for me, was not telling them what we were doing. So part 1 of the birthday was us all meeting at Value Village in Edmonton, which nobody knew until an hour before. We all met there. I partnered everybody up, and then we dressed each other. So it was so fun. And they don't have a change room, so we actually had to like hold blankets in the corner. So it was like so much fun. Plus the things that the other person got the person to wear was, I will never forget this birthday for as long as I live, because it was so funny. It was so good. So that was part 1. Part 2 is we went somewhere called Sid's Selfie World, which is a really cool business on White Avenue in Edmonton. And they basically set it up so that you have different places to take photos, like selfies, obviously. And so in our bizarre outfits, we went and took all these photos, which was so fun. And one of them was so cool because of the way the bed was angled. Like it looks, when you look at the picture, it looks like we were, I was actually energetically pushing my friend Ocean away. And it's just so cool. And then from there, we went to a restaurant called Brew and Bloom. And I had actually been there before, and they did know we were going there. So everybody did know we were going there. And what I told them at this location was they couldn't actually tell anybody why we were dressed the way we were. We had to act as though this is just what we would wear on a random Wednesday. And this was so funny to watch other people, because even when we walked in and the person that was going to seat us was like, oh, and you could see she wanted to join in, like it was funny because of how we were dressed, but because we weren't laughing, like she had to try to backtrack. Oh, it was so good. It was so good on so many levels. Now, why am I sharing that story with you in regards to this topic? because what I had to look at was so many things. What were the energies that I desired? And then what was going to actualize those energies? What were the possibilities? And that's, kind of how I came up with the 3 stages to my birthday. Then I actually had to look at and be honest with me about who would actually show up, who would actually partake, who would actually have the silly fun with me that I was looking for. Now, I don't say that as though it's a judgment. So if you're a good friend of mine and you didn't get invited, that's not it at all. It was just looking at the energy. Like, who would match that energy? Because honestly, that's a really big thing for a lot of people to, well, so many pieces would be so traumatizing for some people, right? I don't know, maybe undressing in the back of a Value Village with a sheet held up, that could be one. Wearing the most bizarre outfits, so I knew that I had to ask people who were willing to go there. And I did. And they showed up, and they, even though I know now that some of them maybe had a struggle or two throughout it, they never let on, and they just allowed the silliness, allowed the play, had the fun, and it just was such a magical day. And there would have been a time not that long ago that I wouldn't have looked at any of those factors. I wouldn't have looked at, what energies I desired. I wouldn't have looked at what would it take to create it and who would actually contribute to that. I would have looked at probably more so what would everyone else like to do and who should I invite, who's right to invite, like as though there's some sort of right or wrong in terms of who you invite to your birthday. Yeah, I know. So you get the idea, right? Like it's such a different way. And this is such a, I'm going to say silly example, but it's not, because for me, my birthday is a big event. I love celebrating my birthday. I love celebrating I love laughing. I love having fun, all of those things. But I've never, even for my 50th, which was last year, although I had a good birthday, it was fun. I didn't look at all the pieces. I just looked at probably the other pieces. What would everybody else like to do? And I had a pool party at, when I had the pool. So it was good, but it wasn't this. It wasn't when I looked at it truly. What did I desire? How did I want to spend the day? What was it going to take to actualize that? What did I need to put in place? Because, even for myself, even on my best, happiest, most joyful day, if I was just going to sit in a pool, not just sit in a pool, you guys know I love pools, but it's not that fun laughter unless maybe I had a comedian come or something like that. So, there's a time and a place. Really, there's a time and a place. And so for me, this birthday was about the laughter and the joy and looking at all of those pieces and being honest with me about that. And it's huge, because if I'm willing to be honest with me about that sort of stuff, honestly, I'm willing to be honest with me about so many things. I would love to say everything, and I'm probably not there yet, even though this has been years and years of really getting honest with me, because I would say I just did such a good job of not being honest with me. There was always this energy of what do they need? What do they want? What would make them happy? I mean, I can pick that easier than I can with what I desire. And it's getting better, just not there yet, not there 100%. And it's not wrong to be aware of other people and what they would like. It's just, as I say, invite yourself to the party. Like, make sure you're part of that. Are you looking at it? If hubby and I are going out to dinner, then yeah, I'm not going to just pick where I want to go if it's some place he hates, but at least invite myself to the party. Where would I like to go? And where would he like to go? And out of the places, is there one that both of us would like to go? So again, kind of a basic example, but you can start applying this in every area of your life. Like, really start looking at what are the energies, no matter what. Is it work? Is it career? Is it business? Is it money? Is it body? Is it relationships? Like, what are the energies you would like? And what is it actually going to take? Yeah. Now, that takes some logic. Okay, so my logic was, okay, I'm going to search this Facebook group to figure out what are all my possibilities. So it doesn't mean that I went on there with the logic of, oh, okay, what are most people doing? No, the logic was I would like some ideas, because I'd thought of lots, but none of them were a yes. So, okay, cool, I'd like some ideas. So logic was, where could I find those? Well, this Facebook group was one place, and it, it gifted them to me. And then I got to really look at, okay, of these, what's going to really contribute? And I just knew as soon as I read that Goodwill one, it was just like, I could just imagine the crazy outfits, people would come out with. And honestly, these, my friends, shout out to Maureen and Brenda and Ocean and V and Lisa, who really, truly showed up and found those outfits the most obscure, the most bizarre. I mean, so awesome. And we'll actually put some video or pictures or something in this video so you guys can see some of these. I mean, it's beyond words, and really so easy to look at and apply to every area of your life, because what's the energies? What's it going to take? And then what's going to contribute? And in my case, birthday party, who's going to contribute? And even reaching out to Sid Selfie World, because they're normally not open on a Wednesday. So I just reached out and I said, hey, could I rent it for an hour? Kind of thinking it's going to be, a premium price because they're not open on Wednesday. So they've got to come in or hire a staff specifically for 1 hour. But I was willing to ask, and they were so kind. They just said, hey, since it's your birthday, we're going to give it to you at regular rate. What? I mean, truly, how does it get any better than that? So anyway, just wanted to share what being honest with you could really look like, and how it can assist you in actualizing everything you desire. Like everything. Now, sessions are still at a reduced rate, depending on when you're watching this, so make sure link is above or below. If you don't see a link, reach out and I'll get it for you. Have a fabulous week, sweet friends. I look forward to chatting again next week.